background. And now I will ask the board to identify itself, starting from my left with Commissioner Caffarelli.
Good morning, Chairman and everyone. Brian Caffarelli, Commissioner.
Is Kristen on?
Oh. Yep. Can you hear me okay?
Now we can. Yes, Kristen.
Okay. Good morning. Kristen Linder, Commissioner.
Good morning, Mary Ann Guanti, Commissioner.
Good morning, Angelo DeFazio, Commissioner.
Morning, Rick Carberry, Commissioner.
Good morning, Debbie Chisholm, Commissioner.
Heather Hoynes, Board Administrator.
Good morning, everyone. And Rick and Deb, it's going to be your show today. We have quite a few new pharmacy applications. That's good news. It means that pharmacy is thriving in our state with new applications. So let's get started by calling Advantage Health Pharmacy LLC. Is Alex May in the house? Alex May? Perhaps you're muted. Heather, I don't see all the participants. Do you see an Alex May listed?
Hold on one second. Let me just double check.
Is it *6 to unmute when everyone is muted? Is that, I can't remember.
I don't know.
You mean if they're on the phone?
Yeah, they're on the phone.
That's only if they're on the phone, yeah. I don't see anybody on a phone line because it will
Okay,
show
so-
me that.
so
Oh,
what-
there is one person on the phone line.
So this is,
Let me,
I'll go through to the next one and I'll just go back to it just in case they're getting on late or they're having technical difficulty. All right. Is that okay, guys?
Yep.
All right. So let's go to the next one. URX LLC DBA Unity Pharmacy. Is Justin Buterla?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good morning, Justin. How are you?
Good morning, Commissioner. I'm doing well.
Good. That's an old time name in Hartford, Unity Pharmacy. I don't know if you're probably way too young to remember the Unity Pharmacy that I remember. That's an oldie but goldie one. All right. Could you please raise your right hand, Justin?
Will do.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Could you state your name for the record and spell your last name, please?
Yes, it's Justin Buterla. It's Buturla.
Is there any ownership by a healthcare professional that has prescription writing ability in the state of Connecticut in this pharmacy?
No, there is not.
Will there be any device like a point of sale system, a computer, an iPad that's going to sit outside the prescription department that can access sensitive patient information?
No, there will not be.
Okay, very good. Will there be a consultation room in this pharmacy?
No, it's there's a little consultation area next to the register.
Very good. Now I'll turn you over to our wonderful commissioners, Commissioner Carberry and Commissioner Chisholm. Thank you.
do you see the plans on the screen?
No, not yet.
Just the agenda, Heather, I see right now.
All right.
Hey.
Well,
Hey, Justin, long time no hear
I
from.
know. How are you, Debbie?
I'm
Nice to see you.
good. Good to see you too.
how about now?
Yep, see you now.
Now we got it.
Okay, good.
Try to scroll up a little bit.
Yeah, can you zoom it out? Like I said, I don't have, normally I'll have it on another screen. And
If I zoom it, if I can zoom it out, but then you won't see the
no,
details.
zoom it, make it bigger. Sorry, zoom it in. Hey, maybe I'm older than you think. I'm on the bad technology age. There we go. That's perfect.
Yeah, we've still got half of it on the screen and my screen.
Right, but
Oh,
there's
gotcha,
nothing-
gotcha. Yeah,
nothing I
yeah.
can
Okay,
do
go
about
ahead, go
that.
down,
So you
Go
gotta
down.
you gotta scroll down a little bit.
go down.
Get a little bit more.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, maybe go back up a little bit. We can see the rear entrance. This is fine. Good. Yeah, that's good. We'll go with that, I think.
Yeah, we'll work with that.
All right, Justin, why don't you give us an idea? Walk us through the space.
Okay, so the main entrance, it's a ramp into the space. There's also a automatic gate on the front of the store for security. When you come through the door, you enter into a very small waiting area that has some OTC shelving. There's a door to the basement that's indicated there, but it's actually sealed off and barred from the inside. So there's no access to the space through that door. There are swinging doors to enter the pharmacy department that goes by a register area and then the main pharmacy counter around the corner where the pharmacist and the filling will occur. If you'll scroll down a little bit, I can continue. So there's a isolated bathroom there for the pharmacy department. There's the pharmacy shelving that you can pass through to access more of the pharmacy department, where there's another workstation, our safe, refrigerators. And what's indicated as the storage room is actually the electrical room where the security system and everything is stored. And then there's a rear entrance that also has an exterior steel door, as well as a regular fire door, and is also barred from the inside. So it's very secure.
It looks like, what's the, is it actually pharmacy locations inside a bigger building? According
It's
to
like a mixed use building that's a strip. So it's one of the units inside the strip on the ground level.
All right, so this is in Cromwell, right? Yeah.
It's Bridgeport, actually.
I'm Ridgeport, I'm sorry. But I'm looking at one above. Yeah, it looks like, am I correct that the location of the pharmacy is in relation to a church?
I think
Tabernacle
there
of
might be a
Praise
place of
Church?
worship next door.
Yeah, because I was trying to locate it on Google Earth and I saw this big church and I couldn't see any sense of a pharmacy being in there. So how does that relate to the church? Is it a separate building or?
Yeah, I believe it's a separate building completely. I think there's a small house of worship next door, but this is actually like a strip. It's right across from Park Avenue Walgreens.
Okay. Because it shows the same address for this church as it does for your location. That's what I'm questioning. And then, maybe on the drawings, I would suggest closing off that door permanently before the agent comes and checks it out. If it's not going to be there, I would just get rid of it.
Which one is that? The door to the basement?
Yeah, if you're not using that, you're not using the basement then.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we could seal it. Right now, I think it's functioning as like a mini supply closet, but I could certainly seal it off.
Well, I thought you said you were going to seal it off. You're not going to use it.
So it looks like it used to have stairs inside of it, but it's been sealed off by the landlord. So there's no access to the basement through that door. It's actually like a sealed little closet underneath the stairs that lead upstairs.
Okay, so yeah, you have tenants, you have someone above you, right? Okay,
There are apartments above, yes.
okay. Yeah, other than that, Deb,
There's no way
Good.
for someone to go from the apartment above down into the pharmacy.
No, there's no access there. And the security system will have floor to ceiling coverage in terms of motion detection and glass break.
okay. Just only other comment is I see a refrigerator outside in the retail area, which is fine. But what about refrigerators for the staff versus the drug refrigerator in the back?
Yeah, so if you'll scroll to the back of the building really quick, scroll down. So past the safe on that wall, there's going to be a small refrigerator for like a break area for the staff. And then the drug refrigerator is the one to the right there, next to the
Okay.
works.
All right, great. As long as it's there, you always like to see a picture of a second refrigerator if it's going to be staff utilized. But as
Yeah,
long
I'm
as it's
sorry,
there,
it's missing from the drawings.
that's fine. No, as long as something's going to be there, that's fine. Just obviously we don't want to use a drug refrigerator for food.
Right.
But other than that, it looks pretty good to go. Deb, what do you think?
Nope, looks fine.
The only thing I would add, Justin, is to draw in that refrigerator for the agents. And the agents have had some difficulty with the prescription department, where the delineation of the prescription department really is. And if there's a way to highlight your prescription department so that they can quickly delineate, okay, this is not part of the prescription department and this is. That's why I asked you the consultation question, because we've had some issues on whether or not the consultation area belongs in the prescription department or not, because different rules would apply for that. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
And if you could submit those changes with a highlight and the food refrigerator, we'll call it, and submit it to Heather, that would be great.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I did just have one technical question for Justin. Are you on your computer audio or are you on your phone audio?
It's my computer. Am I not coming through? Well,
Nope, you're coming through. I just had questions from someone else that they didn't know how to unmute themselves on their computer.
yeah, you just have to hold the space bar down while you talk.
There you go. Thank you.
That's definitely a young
You're
person
welcome.
answer. Okay, let's move on to the next new pharmacy application is My Life, Jeffrey Legacy in our Zoom world today.
That's me. Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
Good morning, Commissioner. How are you?
Very good, thank you. All right, let's get started by swearing you in. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
For the record, could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Jeffrey Legacy, Lagasse.
Is there any ownership by a healthcare professional that has prescription writing ability in the state of Connecticut?
No,
And will there be any point of sale system, computer system, or technology that can access sensitive patient information that will be sitting outside of the prescription department?
no.
Very good. Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm.
Good morning, Jeff.
Okay, hi Jeff. Can you give us a walkthrough of the pharmacy area and the outside surrounding location of where you are? You're in looks like you're in an office building.
Yeah, it's a mixed-use building. So we're taking the lowest floor here. So the main entrance would come down the stairs. And I have the pharmacy department highlighted there in red, which would include the consultation area. This building, I was the previous pick here for a very long time. It's been licensed as a pharmacy prior to, and we're basically just coming into that space and using it the same way we did prior to. So as you come down the main entrance, take a right, that's where all of our pharmacy department is, our storage of all our medications. And just so you have a better idea of what we are, so we are a specialty home infusion pharmacy. And we almost act, some states call it like a closed door pharmacy. That's the type of pharmacy that we typically would be running, where we deliver the product directly, hand deliver the product to the patient. So that's why you don't see like a registered area or a separate patient area. But we do have, it's almost like there's two mirroring rooms, one on the right labeled pharmacy area and the one on the left. It's extra space that we'll use as a consultation area, overstock. Both locked up and alarmed appropriately with just those two entrances on front. And then the rest of the building, if you want to scroll down, we have access to the bathrooms, and then of course 2 exits for emergency purposes.
So I guess the question is, you're being licensed as a community pharmacy or a specialty pharmacy? Well, how did you apply?
I
guess I just applied as a retail pharmacy as we were
Right.
before.
We don't have delineations. We just have autonomies. So you'll be called a specialty pharmacy, but we don't have a closed door pharmacy license. We don't have a specialty pharmacy license. We just have a retail pharmacy license. You'll have to, act and breathe like a retail pharmacy. If someone does come in for a prescription, you'll have to be able to at least direct them where they can get their prescription filled. That was the whole notion why we only have a retail pharmacy license. And obviously, I'm sure that Commissioner Carberry and Commissioner Chisholm will let you know that, you have a lot of USP requirements that go a little above and beyond for this, that you'll have to pass, to get approved. Now, my question is though, where the bathrooms are and that other common area, is that part of the pharmacy, or you'll have to leave the pharmacy itself to access that area?
You would have to leave the pharmacy, which I highlighted. So it's all of that's the area that we will be using in the building, is this whole floor here. Just the red is where any drugs will be kept, any technical pharmacy prescription requirements. That's really what we'd like licensed.
Yeah, so it looks like, you're walking in that door and there's a fridge to the right and a safe to the left. So in your business, basically, there's not going to be any public walking in that door, technically.
Nope, but it will be open if they do want to, yeah.
So they could walk into that pharmacy area and
when it's staffed, yeah, of course.
Yeah, they would interact with staff right there. There's really no area. How do they get into the consulting area?
There's another door. I guess it doesn't come up too well in the drawing, but that little half circle right there, yeah, that's a door.
Okay, so it's a regular door that they could enter in the consulting area then.
Correct.
So So technically, they would probably come in there as opposed to going into the actual pharmacy work area.
Absolutely. Yep. There's signage up that we would have.
Yeah, oh, yeah, make sure that that's all
Yeah.
delineated. You want to send that to Heather also. It's a little confusing how a public would go into the building, looking at the way you have it now. So just, yeah, make sure you mark that up appropriately.
Okay.
I
Again,
had a
same thing with,
question.
Yeah, I do too.
So I guess you said you're home infusion, correct?
Correct.
Can you just give me an idea of, are you making the product in the pharmacy?
No, we're not doing any type of compounding at all. It just comes straight from the manufacturer. The difficulty with what we do is just making sure all the supplies and the nursing and the organization of patient treatment and patient care is put together. But no compounding. We don't intend on doing it. If that changes, obviously we'll update that with you.
So that's why there's no hood or
Right.
room listed. That was my
Right.
question. So I have to be very specific on this though, Jeff. Is this patient identified products that are going to be coming here?
No, it's all manufacturer de-identified. It's not patient-specific products. The doses are specific, of course, but nothing is labeled from the manufacturer. We do all the labeling. We just order whichever doses that are needed, patient-specific.
So basically, it's similar to a pharmacy that orders from a wholesaler, sitting on the shelf. You get a prescription for it, you label it, check in reactions, and then you send it out.
Correct.
Have you ever seen that model before, Angela?
I haven't. That's why I
Yeah,
find
I
Yeah, me
haven't
too.
either.
I haven't. And Rick, have you? I mean,
No.
hey, got to go to the old timers when we come up with this stuff. Rick, have you seen this? No, right?
No, I have not. No.
Because
No.
typically when it's compounded, it would be patient specific and then sent directly to the patient. That's why, because even sending it to a pharmacy as patient specific for redistribution, I would have to ask a lot of questions about that. But this is no more than receiving a sterile compound
Mhm.
and then labeling it, because you're not even mixing, you're not mixing one product with another. This is just basically slapping a label on it, doing your due diligence that needs to be done with a prescription, and billing it from this facility.
Correct. Yep. It's very much like if you were just in a hospital and you had a bag of saline and that's what it was written for, the whole bag would just go straight out.
Well, what's interesting, because I was going to bring our hospital expert in. Mary, I'm not sure if you're listening. Have you heard of a similar situation in the retail world of receiving a USP 797, 798, 800 product and then just relabeling it and sending it out?
No, I haven't. And actually, and I want to say I review all the out-of-state applications, and I've not seen this anywhere. So it's kind of curious. Also, I guess my question is, how does the receiving pharmacist know if
Right.
there's any, discrepancies, questions, problems with, again, I guess they're assuming from the whoever manufactured it that the integrity is there and there's no quality issues. But again, even how would a recall be handled in a situation with this? There's a lot of handoffs here, it would appear.
Yeah.
And the entity Jeff, I just want to be clear. Is this basically a distribution system where My Life owns the wholesaler and then you redistribute it, or is My Life a completely separate entity and you can buy from whoever you want to?
I can buy from whoever we want to. It's a completely separate entity. One thing I think might clear up some of the confusion here is that these aren't compounded products with, they're sterile products coming from the manufacturer, but they're not compounded,
Okay.
right? So it's like,
Well, like
like
buying
we receive a-
D5W, like buying D5W or normal saline or potassium
Exactly.
chloride in a vial.
or
Okay.
insulin that you inject. It's the same type. It comes in the same situation. It just, we dispense it to the patient who then has a nurse or self-infuses and they draw it up and then they inject themselves or the nurse does it. So there's no compounding anywhere along the way.
Okay.
It's in the whole chain. You never receive something from a third-party compounder. It's always directly from the manufacturer.
Directly, correct, yep.
Or a wholesaler, correct?
Or wholesaler, yes.
Seller, right, right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a
So
little
in that
unusual,
case-
but
In that case, this pharmacy will not need 797 approval or 800 approval, correct?
right.
Not that I'm aware of now.
And Jeff, do you also, you have the nursing staff? I'm trying to understand your business model. So you have the nursing staff as part of your organization as well, and you deploy the nursing staff with the product?
Not yet, Mary. We are hoping to get there and grow that big, but
Okay.
right now we use a third party, you know, well, 1099 nurses or someone else that has the accreditation and has
Okay.
the quality. We just do the management at the moment.
Oh,
All right, all right.
All right, very good. Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm, sorry, that was just an interesting model, so I thought I'd get.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That was good.
We're trying to
First
fill the void here. That's all.
So Jeff, are you even carrying any narcotics? I would
No,
imagine.
and we,
Yeah,
you know, we don't, in my history, so I was in the specialty pharmacy in this realm for about 6 or 7 years. And we try to stay away from it because of the different regulations, but we will be going to get, you know, different approvals from Rhode Island and Massachusetts and other states to ship into that may require that. So under our umbrella, we will have that. And that's why we have the safe there. We don't intend to use it. We don't, you know, that's not our model. Our model is infusion, right? Not necessarily for narcotics, but different rare diseases.
Okay,
Yeah, interesting. Interesting.
I'm good, Rick.
Thanks for the education.
you good, Rick? Deb? You guys
Yeah,
good?
I'm good.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
All right, let's go move on to West Hartford Apothecary. Salman Riaz. Salman, are you in our Zoom house? Mr. Riaz?
Probably just needs to hit the space bar. Is it hold down the space bar, was it? To unmute?
Yeah, just hold it down while you talk.
Thank you, Mr. IT. Thank you, Justin.
You
You've
got
been
it.
hired. Thank you very much.
Hey, we might need to give him a side job
There you go.
for our board meetings.
I've got some time.
Is
I don't see them on the
okay.
panelist side.
No issues. We'll skip and go right to Genoa Healthcare. Is Jamie Romanowski in the house?
Hi,
Good morning, Jamie. How are you?
good morning. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
For the record, could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Jamie Romanowski. My last name is Romanowski.
Is there any ownership from a healthcare professional that has prescription writing abilities in the state of Connecticut?
No,
Is there any device like a point of sale system or iPad or computer that's going to sit outside the demised pharmacy department that can access sensitive patient information?
no.
You are now in the hot seat. Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm.
Good morning, Jamie.
Morning, Jamie.
Hi.
Can you walk us through in the drawing up at the top, first of all,
Mhm.
where it says shelf and Dutch door?
Yeah.
What are those items above that? I'm trying to figure out what's attached to the pharmacy there. There's some others.
Yeah,
Oh.
so that door is going to lead to a hallway, which is within the clinic itself. So we'll have access to clinic staff members and things like that. And then if you follow that, you see like to the left-hand side, there's like a sink and that sort of thing. That's like a shared break room between clinic staff and pharmacy staff. So the door is a half door. So it'll be locked and then the top is open if we need to reach out to like any nurses or clinical staff members on site.
Got it.
So the patient access to the pharmacy is where that shelf and Dutch door is.
No, that's only restricted to pharmacy staff going in and out and then any clinic staff. But the pharmacy will only have patient access up at the front where it says POS to the right-hand side. There's like a drug fridge. You see that area? That's going to
Okay.
be the patient window, like where pickup and drop off would be.
Okay, so that's a pickup window to the right.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, see what, it looks like there's sliding glass windows there maybe. Is that what it is above the drug fridge?
Yes. Yep. So it's the countertop, and then there's the sliding glass window. And then on the outside of the sliding glass window, there's going to be like the shelf that a patient can walk up and sit in. There's like
Okay.
curtains on this side.
The rest of the plan is pretty standard. Everything's there that we normally look for. This is part of that 40 Hart Street Medical Office Building.
Medical office
Right.
building, yeah.
Big
Correct.
office building, yeah.
Yep.
So it's pretty consistent otherwise. Anything you see there, Deb, that's unusual? I don't see.
No, I did have one question for Jamie, though. I don't remember, Commissioner, if you asked if Jamie was a pharmacy manager in the past. Were you a pharmacy manager before?
I was not. So because of like COVID and stuff like that, and like holding off on first-time manager meetings and that sort of thing. I haven't been
She has the experience, though, the license experience. She's been
Gotcha.
licensed for.
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
than-
just wanted to make sure that, I know Justin has been, I don't remember if you had asked that, Commissioner. Just wanted to be sure.
So Heather and I went over, this had an interesting case because, it's hard to be in two places at once for a manager. So this was one of those instances where Genoa, or one of those instances where it's a new manager that's being approved virtually versus in real time, which will be an interesting situation when we do go to real time. Do we go retroactive and do them all, or do we just have a blanket? That's another conversation for later. Any other questions for Jamie Romanowski?
No,
Thank you, Jamie.
The only
good.
thing I can say, Jamie, is knowing the agents really well, they'll be very interested in that Dutch door.
Mhm.
Even though there's healthcare professionals on the other side, they'll
Mhm.
still be very interested on the security of that door and what can be looked upon when that door is at half mast open, because those aren't pharmacy employees that will be able to look in and what they see and the type of security that's there. So
Okay.
I would make sure you have a lot of answers when the agents do ask you questions on that Dutch door.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's a good point. Make sure no one can reach their hands in and there are no drugs or anything that they can actually touch, or patient information that they can touch when they reach their hands.
You'll want to make sure that the safe is not visible from any point on the other side, because when you're closed, there could be somebody else on that other side.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And from the drawing, it does look like there's a direct visual shot to that safe.
I know, that's why I brought it up, Rick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And again, this one's pretty easy because the outline is the prescription department. So this one's
Right.
easy. Probably won't have to outline it.
So Jamie, is this already built or you're still in the process?
We're still in the process. The space is there, but we have to like kind of build out the shelving and make some adjustments to this space.
Okay. Do you have to have a Dutch door? Could you not have, I know it's convenient to kind of open the top and talk to the other professionals, but do you
Mhm.
have to have a Dutch door, or is it possible?
No, we
Something
could-
to consider,
Yeah. Yeah.
just something to consider. I mean, that might, alleviate any concerns or the concerns with the door that the agents may have with safety and protection.
Definitely. Okay. Thank you.
Now that I'm looking at this, Deb, you made me think of something. How are the drugs entering the pharmacy? Through that door?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
So
So they're
typically,
gonna wheel all the drugs through the clinic to get to the pharmacy?
either, yeah, it depends. So we could have the delivery driver come around into the clinic and deliver the meds that way. Sometimes we have it delivered through the window itself, like the patient window. So if they can't come around or.
I was just curious. There's nothing that's good or bad about it, only from experience having a pharmacy in the clinic.
Yeah.
Patients knew what I was receiving before I did. So it was just
Yep.
a little tidbit there of experience. So
Yeah. Yeah. So we would probably come around and deliver it in that way.
okay, just curious because you may get asked that by an agent. All right.
Okay.
Any other questions for Jamie?
No, all set.
Okay, let's move on to let's go back to the top and see if Advantage Health Pharmacy is in our Zoom house now. Is Alex May here? Alex May, going once,
I
going
don't see
twice,
him.
gone. And we skipped over West Hartford Apothecary. How about West Hartford Apothecary? Is Salman Riaz here? Mr. Riaz, going once, going twice, gone. So instead of doing a motion for each category, we'll go through all of them, right? We'll do the relocations and then we'll do the remodels. And then at the end of that, we'll go through a motion. And if Advantage Health or West Hartford joins the meeting before we get to miscellaneous matters, I will take it. But after that, I won't. All right, for pharmacy relocations, is Walgreens number 01873. I think I saw Zhang. If you worked for me, Zhang, I'd call you Z squared. How are you? Is Zhang in the house?
Yes, we are. Yes.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
For the record, could you state your name and spell your last name?
My name is Zhang. Last name is Zhang, Z-H-A-N-G.
Very good. And I'll spare you the rest because this is a relocation. Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm?
So I would actually like to recuse since this is Walgreens. Yep. So if
Thank you.
Kristen can step in, that would be great.
Kristen, could you take Commissioner Chisholm's place, please?
Yes, I will.
Very good. Commissioner Carberry?
Okay, so we've got basically just a relocation down the street. And from what I can gather, this was Walgreens was next to a Stop and Shop. And it's now going to a freestanding building. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. So we got the plans here. Maybe you can just walk us through it because it's a lot of these things are marked without the I can't see the keys. So kind of walk us through the pharmacy department. I can up in the top right-hand corner, showing us where the safe and refrigerator and sinks are.
Yes, so this plan is a little bit a lot because it involves our store as well. The pharmacy will just be the top right corner. The safe will be, if you see where M277 are, that is basically where the safe is going to be. It's not visible from the register, which is right by CR1, because it'll be on the back with the wall in dividing them. And then the drug like storage area will be to the right of it. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different like bays or aisles where the drugs will be kept. And filling station will be C41.
Okay.
There is a patient healthcare room, which is accessible from the pharmacy as well as outside it, where if you see where F2 is, and with the door right next to it to the right. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, looks good. Looks like maybe over to the right is R1 and R3. Are those refrigerators?
No, there will be a sink there.
Okay.
Yeah, the fridge is over. Refrigerator by M10?
No, refrigerator is R. The sink is R3.
Mm-hmm.
The fridge is R1.
Yes, and the fridge will be where R1 is, right next to R3.
Okay. And the restrooms, you see the handicap restrooms there, those are in public or not public?
Those will be public restrooms with handicap access.
So they would access those, right? You see there's a closet and a corridor there. They could get in through there.
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
So the only access to the pharmacy by the public is to the right of the pharmacy waiting. Near that C41.
That's right,
Or,
yes.
or the consulting room. You know, I get that, but that's the only access to the pharmacy department.
Yeah, correct.
Except, you know, the public can go down as far as that corridor to where the training nook is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a,
Kristen, anything that you, any questions you have regarding the layout of the pharmacy?
Yeah, I don't think I have any further questions.
I need to add here at C57, you called it a health room, or, you know, the old-fashioned immunization room or consultation room. Is that going to be part of the pharmacy department or not? I didn't hear it.
It's connected to it, not really part of the pharmacy department.
It's very important that you decide whether you want it part of the pharmacy or not, and you delineate it as such or not. And I'll tell you why. Because if there's going to be a computer in there that is connected to the pharmacy computer, you're not going to be allowed to keep it in there if it's not part of the prescription department. And if it's part of the prescription department, that front door will have to also be locked and only opened when you allow a patient in there, and you close the one that is adjacent to the pharmacy area, I'll call it. And if you're going to have sharps in there or any type of supplies that are considered pharmacy, you're not going to be able to keep them in there if it's not part of the prescription department. So you can name it anything you want, but I will let you know that agents upon inspections are looking for this. And that's why it's important to delineate what is the prescription department and what isn't. And either one works for the commission and for the department, but once you label it as such, you have to follow the rules accordingly, right? So it's up to Walgreens to decide what they want to do with that room, whether it's part of the prescription department or not. And if you want to make it part of it, just include it in the outline. If you don't, just stop the outline where that door opens to the PHR area versus the pharmacy area. And then you can keep that other door open. So it's 100% up to Walgreens, but that's something that the department is looking into as they do inspections in the future. Okay.
Yes, clear.
Okay.
And then just describe us the plan for how you're going to close, you know, move all the drugs from the existing pharmacy to the new location. How's that going to be done? Overnight, staffed with pharmacists?
Yes, it'll be moved overnight by pharmacy staff only. The pharmacy manager will be on site, just trying to facilitate the moving process. There'll be a pharmacist in both pharmacies, one in the old one and one in the new one, to facilitate the move.
With an inventory out and an inventory in, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
And just, you know, Zane, just as the pharmacy manager, I would advise that you do the count for the scheduled drugs, for the Schedule 2 drugs, have a witness sign off on it. And then when you do move it, even though it's just down the street, do the count immediately again and have a separate witness count it, just to keep things above board, that nothing got lost in the transfer. Okay.
Yes.
Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Linder, all set?
All set.
Okay, very good. I'll go back to new pharmacy applications after everyone, just in case. Is Advantage Health Pharmacy here? Is West Hartford Apothecary here? Hearing nothing, we will move on to pharmacy models. Nutmeg Pharmacy in beautiful Centerbrook, Connecticut. And I don't have a name. Who's here for Nutmeg Pharmacy?
It should be Greg McKenna, but I don't see him on again. This is
I knew who
the
it was, but I
second
didn't.
one.
I didn't want to assume, but I knew who it was. Greg's not here. Greg, are you having a hard day at the hardware store? Where's Greg McKenna? Greg, going once, going twice, sold. Let's move on to Salem Health Mart Pharmacy in Salem, Connecticut. Is someone here for Salem Health Mart Pharmacy?
Hang on, so Chris is typing in the chat saying that
Yeah, I see that.
they hear me. They said they hear from Nutmeg.
Nutmeg. I don't hear him.
So you gotta hold down the space bar to talk.
From Chris, yeah. Chris, can you come in? I'm sorry, Wendy, could you just hold on a second, sweetheart? We're gonna go back to Nutmeg. Is
Oh,
Nutmeg?
he's on the phone.
I think is it *6 on the phone? Try *6, Chris.
Yeah, it's *6 for the phone.
Yeah, *6. Is there a way, can you unmute people, Heather?
I already asked him to unmute it. It's all I can do is ask them to unmute. I can't physically unmute them.
Got it.
Why not, Heather? No, I'm kidding.
Because
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because he didn't go into the panelist side.
Right.
He's on
I
the
understand.
attendant
Got it.
public side.
Well, I'm not going to do the remodel via text. I'll tell you that right now. That's
No.
way beyond my technological ability. So we're going to continue
You
on.
draw the virtual line somewhere.
That's right. That's correct. I'm getting fed up with this virtual stuff. So we'll go back
Hello,
to
can
Nutmeg.
everyone hear me?
There we
Oh,
go.
I think
Is
he's
that
there.
Chris?
I think he's there.
Here.
Hi, no, my name's Andre. I'm a student from the
Oh.
University of Connecticut. This is not who you're
Oh.
asking for. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew.
Oh, okay, fine. Thank you, Andre.
No problem.
Okay. All right, we'll go back to Nutmeg Pharmacy. Salem Health Mart Pharmacy at Hartford Road, Unit 16. Wendy, I'm sorry for that.
Oh, no problem. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I
Very
can.
loud and clear.
Perfect.
Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm.
Let me see.
Okay, we're gonna need some help on this drawing.
Can you rotate it? Is it
No.
possible?
Well,
Click that
Which-
one.
how's
Perfect.
that?
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe you can walk us through this because it's very confusing looking at the existing space versus adjacent space and how you plan to do this.
Oh, I get it. I see.
Are there two separate entrances to the space? Is number one question. But kind of walk us through what you have existing and what you're trying to do with the adjacent space.
Sure. So the left side of your screen, that's the existing pharmacy as you have a blueprint right now. The only change we've made in there since we opened is that instead of having just a general refrigerator for the pharmacy, we've upgraded to a pharmacy refrigerator and a pharmacy freezer. So they're at the bottom of your screen. They're a little bit chopped off on your screen. There we go. And the old refrigerator that was there, it was moved into the space next door. Now, our plaza has a few empty spaces, and we were lucky enough when COVID hit that the space adjacent to us was empty. And we have a number of mothers here who have children who were in school, and the school's all closed. So we rented that space on a month to month, and every one of our children ended up doing all of their schoolwork in that space. So right now it's used as a break room. There's a bathroom in there. There's counters and computers, but all our own just personal use. But the kids are back in school. And now that we are about to get COVID vaccine, it looks like in the next week or two, the area on your left side of the screen that's marked now just vaccine area has always historically been dual used. It was used in the morning for our packing of our online business. And then late afternoon, we would shut the area down, clean it all up, and then we'd give flu vaccines and things like that. But with COVID vaccines and our short little window of time that we can use a vial, we can't just squeeze patients into a short little time and do vaccines. So we sort of need that whole entire space now to do vaccines from when we open in the morning to when we close at night. So what I'd like to do is convert that space that's adjacent to us in the plaza and actually sign a lease. I haven't done that yet. I won't do it until the commission approves us. Sign a lease and then move our entire packing, like production, into that space. And then to make it easier to access, right now on the bottom of the screen where you see vaccine area and you see the word break room, there's just a solid wall there right now. And what I'd like to do is, number one, get permission to do this plan, and then also to be able to install a steel door there that would allow us access between the two units. Does that make
So
sense?
So what about the door at the top?
The door at the very top is there will be no patients that would ever enter that space. Actually, on the right-hand side of the screen, no patients would ever enter this space. This is just going to be for, you know, our own personal use. And then that is just a standard door that you'd see on the front of a building in a plaza. It is more or less an emergency door. So you can open it, you can keep it locked, or you can open it, but it's not a patient entry at all. And at the bottom of the screen, similarly, there's an emergency door at the back side. So patients can, you know, employees can get in and out.
So there seems to be a break in the wall in the vaccine room.
If you allow it. Right now, there isn't. There's not, it's a wall. I'd like
No,
to install a door there.
Yeah, but there's a break on the drawing there, right above where it says vaccine. There's an opening.
Well, there's a wall there, and that's a privacy wall. So when we do vaccines, you can't see from the front area of the pharmacy in and look at people. So it's like a consultation area, vaccine area right now, but I'd like it to become a dedicated vaccine area.
But is it it's a full wall to ceiling?
It goes from floor to about it's about a foot from the top of the ceiling on both sides. And it's got old apothecary material, like decorative material at the very top. So if you're looking at it from the front entry, you can't see into that area, but there is a passageway in. So when we invite patients in to get a vaccine, they pass through that entry.
So there is an entrance there.
Right. I don't know if I can control the mouse. That's a walkthrough. There's no door that closes that. It's just a walkthrough space.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not a solid wall. So you can just walk into that vaccine area anytime.
Well, yeah, you could. I mean, it's marked employees only, but yeah.
No. Heather, could you scroll up for me just for a second to show the down so I can see the bottom of it?
That is the bottom. I can't go.
I have to be clear about something. So right now on the left side of the screen, the current space.
Correct.
A patient would walk in on that door at the top of the screen, correct?
Right. Yeah.
And the patient moseys on by the gift area and the OTC section and comes either to the pickup window, but if they want, they can walk into that vaccine area.
They could. I just realized there's a piece missing on my drawing. Right here, oh, I don't know if I can grab the mouse. Right here, there's an actual door.
Yeah.
Oh, where's their door? Where there?
Yeah, there's a door there. I'm sorry. I just realized I didn't draw it in.
thank you.
There's a solid door there.
You can't let a patient walk in there with the.
No, I'm sorry. I just realized it's missing from there. But yeah, there's a solid
Is there
door.
a door on the other side? Is there two
Where?
doors in the vaccine area?
No, just on that one right there. So that blocks it off. But oh, I'm pointing at the screen. Sorry, as if you could see me. This area right here where I'm circling, that's a solid door. And right
That's a
there is just a
solid
pass-through.
Okay.
They can't see you circling it. So is
I know.
it where I have the mouse right now?
Okay, so that's a walkthrough. And can you swing down a little bit to the left? I'm sorry, I didn't realize I could. Right there. That's a solid door.
Okay, very good. All right, good. Okay, just wanted to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize until just now.
No,
it was
because
missing.
I was going to tell you to go home and get a door ASAP.
The door in.
Okay.
Yeah, just make sure those doors are put in there so the agents can see that, because it's very confusing.
Oh yeah, I'll put a door marking in there.
So what about, there's an exit out the vaccine area too, right? So there's that.
Well, that's an
entrance.
emergency exit. Yeah, that's just a fire exit.
So Wendy, you're looking to make what's before us now, you're looking to make this whole square the pharmacy department. Is that correct?
No pharmacy activities will actually ever be performed in there, but the concern I had and why I'm presenting it is that if allowed, I'd like to put a break between that vaccine area, a steel door, that can be locked, deadbolted or undeadbolted during the day into the break room that we're using. And, as that creates a new entry into the actual pharmacy space, I figure it changes the physical pharmacy space.
Well, you wouldn't be able to keep a computer there that accesses the pharmacy data.
We would never.
Well, it says computer terminal on the new.
That's a computer terminal that we would use to print our online business labels, but it has no access to our pharmaceutical data. It'd
Yeah, but
it'd be like you having
will
a
the
home
patient's-
computer
will
there.
the- Will the patient's name be on there with the name?
No,
of the
no,
drug?
no. We
So
don't
your
sell,
online
we don't
business-
sell prescriptions over online, only,
Oh.
only gifts and over-the-counter things and such, no
Okay.
prescriptions.
So where it says shelves and packing counters, no prescription drugs will be housed there.
None whatsoever. That is not used at all for prescription activity.
So why are we licensing it as a pharmacy?
Yeah.
Well, it's just the approval to modify the current existing pharmacy, which is going to basically put a door between this space and the other. That doesn't exist right now.
Yeah, but it's not going to have a pharmacy function.
Not in there, nope. It's just asking for permission to basically put that door between that vaccine area and that break room.
Right.
So
Chairman, this is Mary. I'm looking at it on my other monitor, and again, I think an updated drawing needs to be submitted. Because again, as all the commissioners have said, it's very confusing. And certainly if that's more of an inventory storage,
I agree.
needs to be labeled appropriately, because I don't think a drug control agent could effectively use this drawing and do a successful walkthrough, right? Because that's the spirit of the end game here, right?
Yeah, my concern is where that door is also. I think that I think a very easy solution to this, but I don't know the setup, is instead of the door being in the vaccine area, for the door to be where the word gift area is. Keep that a solid wall and add a door to where the vaccine area opens up to the OTC area. Have two doors in that vaccine area. Make it a real secure patient area with two doors. And now that door where it says gift area, you're accessing another part of the pharmacy that is not a prescription department, that is your gift packaging, OTC online business area. So employees can go back and forth between that door. And that to me sounds like a better idea, because then you'll still be able to operate under Salem Health Mart Pharmacy, and it's still part of the pharmacy. It's just not part of the prescription department, because that door to a break room there, I think the agents, it'll pose a problem with the agents. I don't know what's behind the wall that says gift area, Wendy. I don't know if it's a big deal, but to me, that would be a pretty easy compromise and a solution that I think would be a little easier to swallow.
Okay, if our only option was to put the door in the gift area, probably just wouldn't do the door. The space we have is, it's not huge. I mean, it's sort of tight, and it would remove a decent amount of our OTC and gift options. So we probably wouldn't want to do that. So if I eliminated that door completely and didn't put a passageway between the two spaces at all, is there any reason that I have to incorporate that second half of our space if I decide to sign a lease and say, okay, I'm going to sign a lease on this and keep this space, and move our existing packing operation over there and store our gifts and our OTC items, not the OTC items that we sell in our pharmacy, but the ones that we sell online? Can I store those over there without making any change to our pharmacy license, basically?
That's a good question. Heather, would she be able to call herself a pharmacy with two separate entrances like that? Because that would still, you'd still want to operate under Salem Pharmacy, correct?
Right.
Rick and Debbie, what do you think? I think it's like my pharmacy had an upstairs and a downstairs, so I'm kind of equating it to that back in the day. But they was licensed as a pharmacy, both sections, so I could keep drugs down in the basement. I mean,
If she's not, I think you're on mute, Heather.
Heather's on mute.
We can't hear you. I just, if it's two separate entrances, I don't see how that's the same space. I mean, could you use the back side of the wall? So whatever OTC that you take out by opening the wall, I mean, now you have the back side of the wall. I don't know what the space looks like. Could you make it up there?
Up at the very front of the space, you mean?
So just like Angelo suggested, in the gift area, you open the wall. I agree with that. And you're saying if you opened a wall, whatever that, space you would take out of OTC, would you now gain it by going on the back side of where it says gift area? You're going to use that back side of the wall.
I could. The only thing I'd need to double check would be whether, I mean, the door could certainly swing into the new space, to the space on the right, but I'd have to just double check with the fire marshal and make sure that it wasn't making any kind of interference as far as like American Disabilities Act, like movement through those, because you have two doorways that would be very close to each other. And I don't think it would matter, but yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to bringing it way tight to the back like that of that gift area. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's mainly just, producing some kind of entryway going back and forth instead of having to walk outside to get to the other space.
Is the current gift area part of the pharmacy?
Yes. If you pulled up your original drawings on the left, it'd be like the right-hand side of your screen didn't exist. It's just everything you see on the left.
And everything on the left, the entire thing is considered the pharmacy?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard. Again, we want to see new drawings. I agree with Commissioner Guanti 100%. We don't have any idea what the size of this building is. There's no dimensions. You can't say what's a 50-foot long building. It's a 30-foot long building. It's 40 feet wide. So we can't really see in that gift area, that line where a door could go in, a 3-foot door that would open against the break room door to the right might be sufficient because we just don't have the dimensions of what's in there. I think that's the simplest way to do it. You got 4 doors going into that vaccine area. Doesn't make sense to me. You got off the fridge, you got a walk-through, you got an exit door at the back, and you got one into the break room. You're better off.
To the right of the refrigerator is a wall. That's a wall, and then there's a doorway there, and I missed drawing that in. And then you have the passage walkway, of course, the fire door to the back of the building, and then this would be an additional door entry. Yeah, so there would be a total of 4.
Yeah, there's 4 doors in that one little room. I mean, and I don't know the size of that room, but to me, I think a door to the lower bottom of that gift area wall, close up the openings. Keep your exit door.
I can't close the opening to the vaccine area.
No.
I mean, they have to be able to come in.
I think Commissioner Carberry is saying add a door there. Right.
Yeah, add a door there. Again, you have the exit door at the back.
Yeah, I could.
Because you got public walking in there.
Wendy,
there is a door. You got to fill the door in next to the RX fridge.
Yeah, I don't think I can add a door there. If you swing the door, I guess you could swing it in, but if you swung it out, it would interfere with the other door where you're proposing I should put the entry. So
I would swing in
or go out into the aisle where people walk.
Well, it's and Wendy, are you in that packaging counter department? Are there OTCs also?
Yes. Yep.
You'll need an OTC license no matter what.
Right. That's why I want to put it all as the pharmacy. So, yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to agree with Commissioner Nguante that another drawing is needed here.
Okay.
And it'll give you time to access local zoning rules on what you can and cannot do there. And I would advise to try to incorporate an opening of sorts, whether it's just an opening, a door opening that can access your current left space to open up to your proposed right space, but not to do it through the vaccine area, to do it through another area of your OTC. And if you could draw that up for us, we do have a meeting next month, so it's not a hard for a 30-day. And I'm sure that the lessor is more than willing to wait for you to sign a lease. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming today. That's
Thank
why
you.
we do this, so that the agents don't have issues when they do show up.
Gotcha. All right. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Care.
Yep.
Take care.
Let me go backwards one more time for Nutmeg. Is Nutmeg Pharmacy vocal now? Who's here for Nutmeg Pharmacy, Centerbrook, Connecticut?
He said he was going to try to speak.
Yeah, all right.
Chris, is it Chris?
Yeah, it's Chris. All right. If this was a real meeting, I tried to do all the CVSs at once, but since it's virtual, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to do it separately. I see you texting at the bottom of the screen, Chris. You're gonna have to try to, is there a reason why you can't just sign on as a panelist with the web address that was the link that was, thank you, Debbie, thank you, I'm getting old, Debbie. With the link that to get signed on as a panelist, do you have a computer? Thank you, that's a great idea, Chris. There you go, log on a full computer. All right, I'm gonna move on to the CVSs and then come back to you. Okay, how about CVS number 377, Groton, Connecticut?
Hi, that's me, Erica Correa.
Hi, Erica, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Can you see that? Because I can't.
Oh, no way.
This is encryption plans. That's what this is, encrypted plans. All right, well, oh, there you go, Heather.
Yeah, or Heather sent him with the agenda. It's good to have it on a second monitor if you can.
I have it on a second one.
That's how I normally function, but not today.
That's
right.
what I'm gonna.
Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm, go at it.
We can probably scroll up just to the pharmacy department, Heather, if you could.
Whoa.
The bigger version. That's the whole store, right? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Right there.
Perfect.
Perfect. Erica, describe what you guys are doing here. It looks like something that we've seen in the past, but can you walk us through what's being changed? I can see all the new, so.
It's the same that we've done with our other health hub remodels that have been happening over the course of the last couple of years. Basically, we are adding in a room off the side of the pharmacy where we'll be able to do immunizations. It has a door that locks as soon as the pharmacist, it locks from the inside, so nobody will have access to it. And then it does have a door into the front store as well, but that has a lock and key that only the pharmacist will have access to.
And then some new privacy panels, risers, and see, are you moving the pharmacy out a little bit or just changing it?
It is. It's going to come out a little bit more into the front store than what it is right now.
Yeah. So this is the typical one we've looked at over the last 2 years, probably.
Yeah, they're all pretty much the same.
Cookie cutter, yeah.
Yeah, and this is now, Erica, I'm sure you were listening. Is this new immunization area going to be part of the prescription department or not?
No.
So then in that case, you have to be very careful what you keep in that area. Well, sharps have to be locked down because people, believe it or not, steal sharps. You can't have any real supplies in there. You're not going to be able to store vaccine, and I'll just say flu vaccines, because obviously COVID is time sensitive, but you can't store flu vaccines in there, or other prescription materials. So you have to be very careful. And I'm bringing it up because it's on virtual inspections, it's been a problem with the
Okay.
So
good to know. I'll share that with all my peers in
for
Connecticut
the
as well.
record, this immunization is not this new immunization room, or I think the chains have you call it a healthcare room or a healthcare room.
A wellness room.
A wellness room, thank you. This wellness room will not be part of the prescription department. And because it's not part of the prescription department, you have to be very careful how it's used. Can't leave a laptop behind. You can't have a hardwired computer terminal in there that can access patient records. So you have to be very careful what you can and cannot do in there. That's why sometimes I advise making it part of the pharmacy department, but then that front door to the OTC area, where I'll call it the patient area, has to stay locked, and only a pharmacist can open it to let them in. which isn't the worst thing in the world. So it's up to your organization to decide on whether or not they want to incorporate that. Okay, in their
Okay,
prescription.
perfect.
But
Thank
for the
you.
record, it's not part of the prescription department.
Correct.
Okay. Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm.
It's fine.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Erica. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. You're going to see me again.
Oh, are you doing all three, Hen?
Yeah, I
Okay,
believe so.
excellent. Then let's move on. Are they all the same?
They're all the same, except the third one is 942, I believe. And I don't even know why you have that because that one was approved back.
942.
Yeah, I
That one we
agree.
already approved. The remodel is just about done now. So I think that got, oh no, you have 1080.
We have
Okay, that's for the
1080,
waiting
but
bid.
not 942. I don't see 942.
Okay, then we're good.
377, 1027, and 1080.
So 1027 is the exact same as 377.
Identical.
Okay.
Exactly.
And again,
1080 is different. That's a waiting bin expansion. So we're going up
well,
with the waiting
let's
bin.
look at 1080 then. Heather, if you could be so kind to put 1080 up, please. Thank you.
Hi, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, Chris, thank you for coming on, but I'll call you when it's time, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Chris. Erica, continue. Thank you.
Yep. So 1080 is doing nothing except expanding the waiting bin up. We acquired another pharmacy back in February. We acquired a ShopRite pharmacy in that store. And we had also acquired a pharmacy last year. So we need some additional space for the waiting bin right now. So we're just adding on shelves going up. That's it.
So is the wall moving, Erica? Is the physical wall that the shelves are on actually moving?
No, there's a wall, there's waiting bin on the back wall and we have OTC above it. This is kind of the island waiting bin that will move up so that we have more space on the island waiting bin.
Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm, I don't even know if she needs.
He doesn't. I don't think so.
Well, the only other, yeah, I would only say that they are relocating a safe and refrigerator in this drawing.
Oh, they are? Oh,
Yes.
Okay, thank
If
you.
you look in the middle of the drawing below those new shelving, it says
Can you make it a
reload
little
on
bigger,
safe.
Heather? Just a little.
Excellent.
So right above the red zone, where it says red zone, you can see a relocation of the safe. And I also saw a relocation of a refrigerator. I'm gonna find it now.
It might be going to the waiting bin area.
I think that's correct. I can't see it right now, but yeah, so safe. Yes, if you look to the left, top left, you can see relocation of the refrigerator.
Oh, yeah, reload.
See reload refrig?
Yeah.
So those two things are moving.
Erica, are you familiar with the store?
Yes.
Are those moving or no?
Yes, they are. I'm sorry I missed that.
That's okay. So that in that case, if they're moving, you do need permission.
Then we do need permission.
Yeah. Yeah, the shelves actually, for future reference, Eric, if this happens, if you're just going to add shelves within the demised walls of the already approved prescription department, knock yourself out. You don't have to come before the board.
Okay. But with the fridge and the sink, we do.
If the safe moves, and frankly, I'm not even sure if you move the refrigerator, if that has to come before the board, to be honest with you. But if the safe moves, it does. Or if any of the walls change, or if you're adding a door or cutting into a wall, then that has to get approved. Okay?
Got it.
Okay, then. And any other questions from Commissioner Chisholm or Commissioner Carberry?
No, that was it, just those reloads on those two items.
Okay, good. Then we'll go back now to the voice behind Nutmeg Pharmacy.
Hey there.
Hi, how are you? And this
Good,
is?
how are you?
And
This is
who?
Chris O'Lunder.
Hi, Chris, how are you? So,
Pretty good yourself.
good, thank you. And thanks for figuring out the technology piece. I appreciate it.
Seems like I'm having
Commissioner
much
Carver,
trouble.
Commissioner Chisholm?
Chris, morning. We're gonna probably need to have this blown up a little bit too, but walk us through, looks like, if I'm reading this correctly, it's those red dotted lines as far as, the boxes that are being relocated. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, so we want to, that little room right in the middle there, we want to build that as a little consultation room and then angle the registers kind of with the L there, and kind of create that one entryway in. I did hear Mr. DeFazio talking with a previous person about deciding whether you're going to have a computer in there with access, so whether you want to keep it locked or have nothing in there, and then you can kind of just have it as a walkway in. I think we'll probably end up having it be a locked door, since we more than likely would include a computer in there. In most cases, in either, it wouldn't, the computer would just be on. It wouldn't have any access to patient information anyway. It would probably just be a regular computer. But in either case, it's easy enough to just create a door with a lock. So we'll more than likely err on that side.
So Chris, where it says retail, that's where the patients are entering through that space?
From
And
that door on the far right, yep, that's our, we have a small gift area and then just regular shelving with OTCs and some over-the-counter items.
So when they get to that consultation area and that new counter, where it says 3 feet in the middle, is that going to be an open area? Is that closed?
I guess my question would be, can it be open if we have a lock on the door to the consultation room? Or does it need to have like a swinging door of some sort or a gate of some sort put up?
So then what's the separate, if that's not going to be closed, what's the separation between the retail space and the pharmacy then?
That would be the only way in. So I guess if that's sort of answering the question, where we would need some sort of gate there as an official divider, then yeah, we can put up a swinging gate.
Yeah, there would need to be some separation between the front, so a patient can't mistakenly just walk in.
Yeah.
So you would let someone
then, yeah, we would have a swinging door or a gate of some sort that someone can't walk past.
Okay. And your entire space right now is the pharmacy, right? That retail space is licensed?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so it looks like you have two entrances. You have an entrance and an exit out the back. So that L that you're going to be constructing there is just countertop, which would be adjacent to that gate. Then I see a solid wall the rest of the way down a corridor, it looks like.
We do have a back entrance to the pharmacy, but there's a wall there dividing the pharmacy.
Yeah, I can see the wall goes all the way up to where that new counter is going to be built.
Mm-hmm.
And there's vertical dash lines. What does that designate there?
That I want to say, and I'm not sure, I think when the original space had been constructed, if I remember Greg talking about it, they had put in some kind of support beams across. I don't want to say that for sure, but the dotted lines.
Yeah, I kind of agree, because you wouldn't, that would be blocking.
Yeah,
corridor,
the dotted lines, I'm not sure why that's in on the drawing. That doesn't really look like it's actually anything I'm looking at in the pharmacy.
Yeah, because you got them in the back of the pharmacy too, so it could be support.
It might be something in the ceiling that I don't
structural steel or something above.
There wouldn't actually be anything on in the pharmacy space designated by those lines. So if anything, it's in the ceiling.
Okay. Yeah, so you're really just adding that consulting room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so as long as you make sure you have that gate, we should be fine.
No, I guess my follow-up question to that would be, if we have that gate that separates in that 3 feet area, do you need the door locked anymore?
I would think the gate should be locked.
I mean, it's easy enough to do anyway, but I guess.
So are you talking like one of those half doors? What do you call those officially?
Isn't that a swinging
Dutch
gate?
door, yeah.
Dutch
Yeah,
door.
kind of a Dutch
all the way
Yeah,
up.
no, this would be
swinging
a
gate.
regular door. Yeah, regular door with a key lock.
Yeah, yeah, I would say it has to be locked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way to think of it, Chris, is if you were really busy doing your pharmacy work and the techs were busy with their head down, could a patient easily walk in, take something and walk out? And if the answer is yes, that is a possibility, then you probably more than likely have to put a door and a lock there or some kind of gate that would stop a patient from doing that. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's just a really simple, logical, analytical way to answer your own question sometimes, right?
Got it.
So in this case, yes, you could be over in the corner, you could have your head down, the text could be busy on the phone, writing something down, and the patient says, oh, I see something that I can reach. Let me just walk in there and take it. So if you use that kind of just logic, it'll answer whether or not you need a door. And in this case, I think a door is the right thing to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it anyway, either because if we do a swinging door in that 3-foot space, you know, a swinging door isn't, you know, fully locked. So having that
Well, you can lock
second
it.
room locked anyway would be a second kind of
Correct. All right.
lock.
And he did mention he's gonna license that consulting as part of the pharmacy.
Good. Excellent. That's good. Excellent. Good.
So yeah, we're good. We're good.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Okay, now what I'll do is for the last time, I'll go back to new pharmacy applications to see whether or not is Advantage Health Pharmacy Alex May here. Okay. How about West Hartford Apothecary, Salman Riaz? Is Salman here? Okay. Hold on one second. My
Did we
trustworthy.
miss one of the CVSs? I thought there were 3. I thought we did
We did
2.
all three. We did all
Did
three
we?
because, yeah, 377 and 1027 were identical.
Gotcha.
Right. So, and then 1080 was a little different. So that, okay. So let's go all the way back then and to new pharmacy applications. And we'll start, well, for the record, Advantage Health Pharmacy was a no-show. So I'll have Heather work out whether or not they get on the agenda for next month. Let's go to URX LLC, DB